No child should miss out on a quality education because they aren't able to access transportation. And no TARC driver should face the uncertainty of losing a paycheck that their family depends on when they have supported our city for so long.
Louisville's Mayor Craig Greenberg, JCPS and TARC coming together to help solve the school district's ongoing transportation issues. Today, leaders announced 70 TARC drivers will work alongside JCPS to help fill the gaps. Our senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez was at today's announcement. Isaiah, how does this all work?
Let me add some context to this. TARC is facing a major financial deficit. We're talking in the millions of dollars. JCPS, meanwhile, is short more than 150 drivers. So the idea here is to partner together, and that was born about 7 weeks ago. Now, instead of laying off 70 TARC drivers, the plan is to contract them to drive buses for the large school district. JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio says this will get them to about 600 bus drivers by the start of the school year and allow them, this is the key here, to restore some of those magnet school routes that were going to be cut. Exactly how many, though, is still unclear.
Well, that's something we're working on now. We can't say exactly what we will be able to restore, and so we're looking at it right now. One of the things that we have to be confident in is that we don't end up in the same scenario we were this year, which is kids coming late to school.
And Polio tells us the priority will be to bring back magnet and traditional school transportation for the neediest kids first, likely for free or reduced lunch students. Now, it's important to note here, the city, community, and school district leaders are all calling this a, quote, helpful Band-Aid to the problem, but by no means a long-term fix. TARC's union president is still calling for the city to help fund the transit system, and Polio made it clear JCPS still needs to get to 700 bus drivers to be at a spot where they can transport all students again. And Brooke, it's also important to say here, these 70 or so TARC drivers still have yet to agree themselves officially to work for JCPS. There still needs to be pen put to paper here, and both their board and JCPS's board still has to sign off on all of this week before the deal is final. Now at 4, 5, and 6 tonight, we'll talk more about what these drivers will be paid. That'll be coming up. Brooke.
Isaiah, thank you. JCPS continues to hire more bus drivers for the next school year. The district hosted yet another bus driver blitz over the weekend to fill those open positions. You can apply, be interviewed, and get the required physicals on site all in the same day. JCPS says dozens of new drivers have already been hired for the next school year, and applications for dozens more are processing. Still, the district would like to recruit more.
We want to continue to build on what we have. We certainly have hundreds of drivers less than we did 10 years ago. We would love to be back up at those levels, but we understand that that's not a reality that our current environment is in right now. So if we could add 100 drivers, we would be ecstatic.
Now, JCPS said another bus driver blitz is happening on June 26th at the Norton Healthcare Sports and Learning Center. If you are interested in applying now, we have a link for the story on its website, WHAS11.com. Well, then tomorrow, TARC will be hosting a public meeting to get feedback on its bus routes. The Transit Authority, as you just heard, is facing budget cuts and proposing a reduction in service across 22 different bus lines by the end of the month. The specific routes will be revealed at that meeting. You're invited to come and give your opinion on these changes. It's taking place from 4 to 7 p.m. tomorrow at the TARC headquarters on Broadway in downtown Louisville.
WHAS Crusade for Children total is $5,700,525.
Another amazing weekend for the 71st WHAS Crusade for Children. Our studios were jam-packed for the big reveal last night, with 100% of your donations headed right back into our communities for kids with special needs. And each year, nearly 60% of the donations collected are from 200 fire departments across Kentucky and Indiana. PRP Fire came out on top, collecting more than $241,000. LG&E and its employees donated the most of anyone, with almost $403,000. Despite the rain we had, Sam, it could not have been better. We love our Crusade weekend, definitely the biggest one for us here all year round.
I know. Way to go. It's super, super impressive every single year, and all of it goes right towards the kids here locally in Central Kentucky and Indiana. It's so cool, Brooke. We continued to pick up some humidity over the weekend as well, and unfortunately, that humidity is still sticking around with us as we take a look outside right now from our Hurstbourne camera. We're actually sitting in the 80s currently as we speak. Now, the fog from earlier this morning finally coming to a close. All the fog outside was due to the amount of humidity that has been present, and our wind presence outside is out of the south. Earlier on this morning, it was due out of the north. It's going to be a pretty light wind all day today, and basically the wind should not be bothersome into much of this week as well. 87 today will be the forecasted high in Louisville. Surrounding other spots outside of Jefferson County will still be hanging on to the middle 80s as far as we're concerned. Here's actually a look at futurecast for the rest of the day. It'll be a quiet one. Now notice later tonight there'll be a few storms lining up to our west. That's kind of a sneak peek as to some rain chances tomorrow and Wednesday. I'll be talking more about the timing of tomorrow and Wednesday's storms in a few more minutes.
Sam, thank you. A man drowned Sunday in Green River Lake State Park in Campbellsville, Kentucky. Firefighters responded to a report of a person in distress in that lake around 6 p.m. where they found a 69-year-old in about 15 feet of water. His car later found submerged as well. It's unclear what happened that led to his death. The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife and Taylor County Coroner's Office is investigating. An Oldham County teacher is expected before a judge in the next hour after police say he alluded to a school shooting. An arrest citation from last month says Oldham County High teacher Michael Tripp told a group of students he had only a few more days to shoot up the school. A student then reported him to the staff member. Oldham County Police told us Tripp admitted what was said, going as far as saying he would become the next school shooter. His court appearance is set for 1 o'clock this afternoon. Metro Police are searching for suspects connected to multiple shootings from over the weekend. The most recent overnight at an apartment complex. Police said it happened around 11:30 yesterday evening on St. Anthony Gardens Drive in South Louisville. That's less than a mile from the Southwest YMCA. Officers found 2 women at that apartment who'd been shot. Both were taken to the hospital where 45-year-old Jamila Jackson died. The other is expected to survive. Well, just 2 hours before that, Metro Police found a 19 and 17-year-old shot in Earl Avenue in the Taylor Berry neighborhood. Police said the 19-year-old died from his injuries at the hospital. The 17-year-old is expected to make it. And then on Sunday morning, someone fired shots in a parking lot during a party in Pleasure Ridge Park. It injured 6 people, 5 of whom were minors. Fortunately, everyone is expected to survive. Our Taylor Wood spoke with city leaders seeking solutions to this violence.
Shoes and empty alcohol bottles are left behind in this parking lot on Ragger Road after an exchange of gunfire at a party. Louisville Metro Police say 6 people were shot just after 1 o'clock Sunday morning. 5 juveniles and 1 adult were transported to U of L Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
We're sick and tired of waking up on spring mornings like this Sunday morning and hearing that juveniles just earlier this morning in our city were hit by bullets.
One of the businesses in this area near Pleasure Ridge Park was holding a party before it turned violent. Mayor Craig Greenberg has already looked at the video from the chaotic gathering.
I'm no gun expert, but it does not sound like a legal gun was used to commit that crime.
There are no suspects at this time. Greenberg is asking the community to step up and help find the person or group who are responsible for the shooting.
Was it the promoters of the party who let it get out of hand? Was it others that knew what was going to happen? We must hold others accountable.
He's also calling on lawmakers to put policies in place to end the senseless act of violence.
It's just heartbreaking when you see something like kids being shot in a parking lot.
U.S. Representative Morgan McGarvey is a member of the Gun Violence Task Force in Congress. He says they're already working on solutions to tackle gun violence.
Making sure we have things like universal background checks, making sure we have things like red flag and other laws that can actually prevent guns from getting into the hands of people who are going to use them dangerously.
It's disappointing for Chris 2X, Executive Director of 2X Game Changers, to hear about the acts of violence.
When you hear 6 being impacted like this, you know, it's a sad state because you know that the problem is not really getting necessarily really better.
2X says it's all about investing in the youth to steer them away from violence.
Who knows what happened last night? our hearts are saddened for these families, I can tell you that straight up.
Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
At this time, LMPD has no suspects in any of these shootings. If you know anything, call that anonymous tip line on your screen, 574-LMPD, or use the department's online portal. When we come back, jury selection underway in the gun charges trial for Hunter Biden.
Know what's going on in your community now. WHAS 11 News at 6 on your side, covering the stories that impact our community. The most accurate forecast. Focus investigations that uncover issues and highlight solutions. Separate fact from fiction with Verify. All of it from Louisville's most experienced anchor and a team of journalists you can trust. WHAS 11 News at 6, followed by ABC World News Tonight with David Muir at 6:30.
WHAS 11 News is sponsored by Visit Lebanon.
WHAS 11 is home to Indiana Fever basketball. Don't miss this historic season.
Catch the fever right here
On WHAS 11.
The Kentucky Lottery. Over $5 billion in grants and scholarships.
A solid roof is essential for every home. Services Roofing, Gutters, and Siding is a woman-owned roofing company with the highest ratings from both Google and the Better Business Bureau. Trust in your roof and in who replaces it. Choose Services with a C, because we see service differently.
The biggest deals are at Louisville Overstock during our Memorial Day warehouse sale. This weekend only, grab this two-piece sectional for just $7.98. Plus, get 12 months interest-free financing. Don't miss our Memorial Day warehouse sale, Friday through Monday. Go to LouisvilleOverstockWarehouse.com for more details.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some Rinvoq patients felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days. Some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. And many taking Rinvoq saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections and blood clots, some fatal. Cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Help heal your painful skin. Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your doctor about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Finding a matching lid should take a second, not magic. With a free consultation, custom shelves built in our dedicated U.S. factory, and a one-day installation, Shelf Genie can make your kitchen, laundry, and bathroom storage dreams come true.
Storms can damage your roof, but Services Roofing, Gutters, and Siding are here to quickly make repairs and replacements. Having trust in your roof and who replaces it is a big deal. For the woman-owned local roofer you can trust, call Services with a C, because we see you differently.
Jury selection begins today in a federal gun case against President Biden's son, Hunter, after the collapse of a deal with prosecutors that would have avoided the spectacle of a trial so close to the 2024 election. Perry Russum reports from the courthouse in Wilmington, Delaware.
Hunter Biden arriving at the courthouse this morning in Wilmington, Delaware for day one of jury selection in his felony firearms trial. The First Lady Jill Biden walking in minutes later. 250 people have been called for jury duty in this historic trial and will face questions about potential biases, including, do you believe Robert Hunter Biden is being prosecuted in this case because his father is the president of the United States and a candidate for president? Hunter Biden faces 3 felony charges related to buying this gun in 2018, while prosecutors say he was addicted to drugs, specifically checking a box on an ATF form stating he was not addicted to illegal drugs at the time, which makes it a federal crime. He's pleaded not guilty and says he's being unfairly targeted by the Justice Department. Prosecutors are planning to use Hunter Biden's own words against him, taking excerpts from his memoir and text messages he sent around the time, including this one allegedly sent 2 days after buying the gun. I was sleeping on a car smoking crack on 4th Street in Rodney, an intersection 1 mile from the courthouse.
I've made mistakes in my life and wasted opportunities and privileges I was afforded.
In July, Hunter Biden had a plea deal in place to avoid this trial, but it fell through after being questioned by the federal judge who now oversees this trial. And while the First Lady is here today, the president releasing a statement this morning. As the president, I don't and won't comment on pending federal cases, but as a dad, I have boundless love for my son, confidence in him, and respect for his strength. If convicted, Hunter Biden faces up to 25 years in prison, but the DOJ says the actual sentences typically are less than that. This trial should last 2 to 3 weeks. Perry Russum, ABC News, Wilmington, Delaware.